Yo, what's going on, little folks? It is your boy once again, man. MMA Reloaded. Dang, it's not been that long, yeah, since we've been on the air last. It was only at 4:30 p.m. UK time, yeah, folks, that we were on the air last. And now 6 hours later, we're back on the air, and I am back for episode 57 now of MMA Reloaded Raw Talk. So, folks, we were on the air before with Cage Steel boss, Cage Steel owner, Dominic Gibbs, and for that, it was a show that I can't thank him enough for doing with me. He took his time out, and came on a show, and it was one of the best shows. These types of shows here, folks, where I can just have where you can talk about anything for hours. You know what I'm saying? Um, where you can talk about so many different things, and everything's so approachable. Everything's so it's like no holds barred type shit. You know what I'm saying? I love those shows. I want to thank Dominic Gibbs once again. And folks, now as I move on, this is gonna be total. This one is gonna be totally different now, folks. So we sort of flipped the script, flipped the page into episode 57 of MMA Reloaded Raw Talk. This is only going to be a quick thing here, folks, because he said he only has 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So we're gonna go for it, folks. We're gonna it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be with Jornel A1 Lugo. Yeah, folks, it's gonna be with the A1. Right, I'm gonna be sitting with my brother, the Bellator #8 ranked bantamweight. Once again, it's going to be his third time on the show. And folks, it's going to be great to catch up with Jornel Lugo once again. He will come on the show, folks. He's going to be on in the next 15 minutes. But before then, and before we do the particulars, this is, this is MMA Reloaded Raw Talk. This episode 57 right now, yeah. Folks, and as I come to, closer and closer to 60th episode. Sorry about that, yo. As I come closer and closer to the 60th episode, I sort of find myself, really, I am speechless of the types of fighters I've got to sit down with. I know, most people don't really, podcasters, journalists don't really reveal this kind of stuff. But because, you want to stay humble, you sit with these fighters, so what? But for me, I'm still thinking as a fan, holy shit, I sat with, Anthony Njoku, I sat with Johnny Munoz, I sat with Jerome Barrow, oh my god. I sat with Jornel Lugo, So, folks, of course, I want to thank everybody, every fighter that has come on the Real Talk show, and that has really just talked real with me. This is I can't thank y'all enough for what you done for the shows, man, for the memories, the moments, for the highlights. So aside from the mushy stuff, yeah, Jornel Lugo is the #8 bantamweight, folks, at Bellator MMA, and 6-0 right now, undefeated. Yeah, folks, we're gonna be catching up with Jornel Lugo. He's going to be taking his time out as well. It is still sweating. It is still baking up in this mother. Yeah, folks, here in the Cape. So, folks, of course, we talked about UFC Vegas 32, TJ Dillashaw, Corey Sandhagen. Yeah, folks, this weekend, Bellator 263. Bellator 263, July 31st. You got also, folks, episode 57 of MMA Reloaded Raw Talk will come on the 23rd of July, folks. So it's in 2 nights. I will sit with LaRue Burley. Now, folks, LaRue Burley is one of the best, man. This guy is one of the most natural athletes outside of the UFC. Yeah, he's powerful, dynamic, he's explosive. He will fight at XFC 45. So XFC, folks, is a promotion mainly based out of Michigan, but they do shows all over the states and all over the world. So XFC 45, folks. LaRue Burley will be sitting with me, folks, on the 23rd of July. Yeah, folks, and he will be fighting at XFC 45 against UFC veteran, former UFC veteran, I would say, Bobby Nash. Yeah, folks, for the XFC Welterweight Championship. So, folks, that is going to be a great show. Bellator 263, July 31st. Where Patricio Pitbull Freire meets AJ McKee, the great champion, number one pound for pound fighter in Bellator, faces sixth title defense against the phenomenal, the sensational, the naturally talented, gifted, fucking just pure excitement in AJ McKee. So, folks, as I'm gonna move on now, folks. Your UFC Vegas 32. Before we do the particulars, I want to run through that with you guys. So you guys get like a little bit of the scoop before we hit up the breakdown. And before we hit up the breakdown, you guys get a little bit of the scoop of what's coming up in the event. So, folks, it's on the 25th, so in 4 nights. Yeah. You got what fight? What Jesus Christ. You got Cage Fury flyweight champion Elise Reed, who's 4-0, comes to and makes a UFC debut against Sijara Eubanks, a UFC women's veteran. That is going to be such a great fight, folks. If you haven't watched the Elise Reed fight, she's one of the toughest, one of the scrappiest fighters in women's MMA today. That's going to be a great fight. Your Adrian Yanez and Randy Costa. You got that's just two rising phenoms, two rising standouts. Of course, Adrian Yanez has proven what he is capable of, and I have to say that is just pure brilliance. I mean, this guy can put on a show with just, with no crowd. It doesn't really matter to him, man. He's coming off. Let's just take a look what Adrian Yanez is coming off of. So, Adrian Yanez right now, folks, is on 2, 3, 4, 5. He's on a 6-fight win streak. 6 fights, yeah, folks. All 3 wins in the UFC, including his Contender Series win by stoppage. His boxing, his movement, the way he times his shots is absolutely perfection. Folks, it's perfect. Yeah, he moves like this, so he boxes like this. Yeah, so he stands like that, and then when he moves, it makes it easier for him to lean in, and he times his combinations. He puts it just all together. He's like water. He flows like water. Yeah, folks. So, folks, I'm gonna be getting deeper into UFC Vegas 32. While we do the particulars, folks, don't go anywhere. I'll be Yeah, folks. So sorry about that, folks. We had to take care of business first to prepare and get ready for this episode of MMA Reloaded Raw Talk, episode 57. So folks, where was I? Yeah. So Adrian Yanez, he will take on Randy Costa, folks, and Costa's 6-1 right now in his career. He's coming off a win over Journey Newson in a round one KO. Yeah, for whoever did, if you guys didn't see that, yeah, you'll know what to expect from this fight between Randy Costa and Adrian Yanez. You guys are gonna know what to expect, and you guys are gonna expect fireworks, fast paced. But both guys have great boxing. Um, with Randy Costa, I believe, yeah, with Randy Costa both on a 2-fight win streak, both um both UFC, he's on both wins in a row by stoppage. Yeah, folks, in the UFC, he's only lost one fight. Now it's to Brandon Davis. No shame there. Brandon Davis is a stud, but Randy Costa is electric. The guy's fast. He's quick on the entry. Like, he loves to strike first, loves to stand straight, lean in, and lean in and throw his shot. He loves to throw and load up big shots. So when Adrian Yanez is, planning to touch up Randy Costa, definitely Costa can strike in that moment, folks. So apart from that, folks, on the prelims, you got Julio Arce and Andre Yu. Come, who doesn't love that fight? Who is not loving that fight right now? Are you not loving that fight? I'm joking, no one there. Are you not loving that fight? Julio Arce versus Andre Yu. You're gonna see hands flying, fists, fists just gun blazing. You're gonna see feet flying. You're gonna see knees. You're gonna see just fucking in the pocket combinations, sweet hands in this one, yo. That's what you're gonna see. You're gonna see some real deal shit here, folks. There is no doubt about it. These are two of the best, two of the most legit, real deal fighters in the UFC in any way. Yeah, you want to list legit fighters? These two guys will be up there: Julio Arce and Andre Yu. Yeah, folks. Arce's coming off. Let's just see Julio Arce record. Yeah, so Julio Arce is coming off he's 3-2 in his last 5. Coming off that loss to Hakeem Dawodu, where most fighters, I remember that fight actually, most fans actually thought he actually won that fight. So, he hasn't fought since 2019 November, not too long ago, folks. So just that year, 2020, which sucked balls for everybody. But Julio Arce hasn't fought since then. For Andre Yu, yeah, folks, he's coming off that loss to Chris Gutierrez, and Chris Gutierrez absolutely. Oh God, I have to say, Andre Yu started that fight so well. He started the fight so well, yeah, to the point where I think he had this like karate stance going down, and he had his hands down, and he was moving and darting, throwing side kicks and starting off well. But when Chris Gutierrez gets his run and gets his groove, that's where Andre Yu started to get thrown off. When Gutierrez started to find his leg kicks, those vintage leg kicks that really pieced up Andre Yu, man. But Yu's not one to really just give up, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't. He took my man Chris Gutierrez to a split decision. This is going to be a great fight to watch, folks. No doubt about it. Julio Arce, Andre Yu is going to be fast as hell. So don't blink during that fight, yeah, folks. Don't ever blink during that fight. Nasruddin Imavov against Ian Heinisch is also a great fight. Heinisch, of course, coming off that loss to Kelvin Gastelum. I think, yeah. So the loss to Kelvin Gastelum, where Gastelum sort of shut Ian Heinisch's striking game down and really, put him under pressure and sort of clinically wrestled him, So with Imavov, bro, with Nasruddin Imavov, I think he's more of a striker. Yeah, so Imavov's last fight was that infamous fight with Phil Hawes, where Hawes just dominated Nasruddin Imavov with his wrestling. You know, Phil Hawes came on that fight so strong, such a beast. He shut Nasruddin Imavov down in that matchup. You know, so if Nasruddin Imavov can stay away from Ian Heinish's wrestling, keep it on the feet, use his Muay Thai. He's got great knees in the clinch. Use that. Use your kicking game, bro. Just stay on the outside. That's what Imavov has to do. And then he's great at exploding in and timing counter shots. So if he can do that, it will be a tough match um for Nasruddin for Ian Heinisch, no doubt about it, folks. So, folks, also, folks, after that, you have. Let's just have a look. So you have a great fight between Punahele Soriano and Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen, folks, and Punahele Soriano are both savages. Soriano is knocked out Dusko Todorovic, one of the most hyped fighters coming into the UFC, and Punahele Soriano knocked him out. Yeah, folks, in that fight, I remember that fight was great. You know, it was very back and forth. I remember Soriano was trying to put pressure on Dusko to stop striking, and he did so well leaning in with his shots, timing his left hand, timing his combinations. Soriano did a great job in that fight. He's a fighting Hawaiian, man. What do you expect? These guys just put people away for a living. And then for Brendan Allen, folks, Brendan Allen coming off the submission over Carl Roberson. He hasn't fought since UFC 261 on the 25th of April, but he's coming off a 2-1 record in his last 3. It's going to be a great fight for Punahele Soriano to really sink his teeth into it, for Brendan Allen to really come back and reclaim a reputation. That guy is a stud. Both guys are studs. Yeah, folks, and this fight is going to be something else. If you're watching this Saturday night fight night, which I'm presuming everyone will be, because it's TJ Dillashaw versus Corey Sandhagen in the main event. Folks, Jornel Lugo's here. We are ready and we are live and direct. Let's go. Hey, Jornel.
Yo,
What's going on, brother?
what's happening, man?
I'm good, bro. Man, your camera's off, bro. I can't see the face, bro.
There we go.
There he is. What's going on, man?
Shit, man. Just took a nap. Shit like that. Trying to rest before I go back to training again.
Oh, you going back to training? Hit it, dang, bro. Man, work never stopped, bro. Work never stopped.
Yeah.
So, bro. I mean, like I was just thinking, yeah, it's about time I catch up with A1. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I dropped you the message. You know what I'm saying? So now, bro, how's it all going, bro? I know you've been a busy boy. You've been a busy boy in the gym, bro, and cornering fighters too. How has that been for you, man? How's it going, bro?
Everything's all right. Yeah, man. I've just been training, just been focusing on getting better, man. Trying my best to get better. That's the part. That part is the training itself is not. Training for me is normal, is fun. So for me, that's not the hard part. The hard part is getting better, stretching your mind to grow and to always, I guess, being on the cutting edge.
Cutting edge, straight up.
Trying to be as best as you possibly could be and get better and better. That's the tough part. It's a mental push to stretch to try to get better than before.
Yeah, man. I mean, and you're on a mission, bro, to get better. 6-0 and number 8 ranked bantamweight right now at Bellator. Yeah, bro. And I remember you put up a post saying you got fight news coming up soon, bro. And then when you announced that shit, my mind was like, oh shit, are they gonna match him up with James Gallagher? Are they gonna match up with Josh Hill? Who next? Bro, when you hear that you got fight news coming up, and when you hear that, all right, cool, who am I gonna fight next? Are you the type of guy to look at the rankings and say and think about possible matchups for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, of course, because all these guys I'm gonna fight all of them at some point. So it's not more. It's not more like a. It's more so of like, all right, who am I gonna fight now? Who's up now? You know what I'm saying? Because at some point, I should probably be fighting all of them. You know what I'm saying? You know, unless
Bro,
get the belt, and then some of the guys never get to the championship shot. But for the most part, I'm probably gonna be fighting every single one of them. So I just think, all right, which one? Who's gonna get it right now? You know?
I mean, I was thinking about you versus Darion Coldwell, and I was like, fuck, bro, that could be a fucking show steal. That was a main event show, right there. So yeah, man, there's so many potential matchups there for you, bro, on the way to the belt. But Jornel, when Bellator announced the rankings, yeah, what was your first impressions, or when Bellator said, "All right, cool, we're gonna start ranking fighters"?
I thought it was good. I thought it was real good, especially for the fans. You know, I thought that would be good for people to like get an idea of who's who and who falls where in the division. Because before it was just kind of like a bunch of random people just fighting random people. You don't know who's who or who's fighting who and why. You know, so now when you see that top 10, you get to see, okay, these people are ranked, so this actually means something. If five is fighting number 6, then you see that one of them are going to be moving up, and if one of them lose, the other one's going to be moving down. So it has some kind of ramifications. You know what I'm saying? Also, if a non-ranked fighter is fighting a ranked fighter, then maybe that non-ranked fighter is probably going to become ranked. You know, you shouldn't be seeing a non-ranked fighter at all be fighting the championship fight. You know, like fighting for the belt. You're probably going to see somebody who's ranked in the top 10 or top 5 fight for the belt. So it just makes sense. It makes sense for from a business standpoint, and it makes sense for the fans. So I think that was a real smart move by Bellator to do that. Real smart.
Do you think that it would? Did you think at one point that it would end up like the UFC's rankings, where you would have guys who are just new come into the promotion, overtake the guys in the rankings who deserve that spot more? Did you think something like that was going to happen?
Wait. What do you mean by that? Say it again. I'm not sure what you mean.
So you know how Michael Chandler came into the UFC and straight away came into the top 4 in at the lightweight division. Without even having a fight in the UFC. You know what I'm saying, boy? Did you think something like that was going to happen at Bellator? Say if a new guy came into the division, won one fight and took your spot. Do you think something like that was going to happen when you were ranked? Like, do you think Bellator were going to play it fair?
No, I mean that stuff like that could definitely happen. Just because we don't have every single fighter in the whole world, like unless it was everybody in the whole world under one roof, then I guess you wouldn't have to worry about that. But that'd be like if, say, Corey Sandhagen came over to Bellator. Obviously, he's gonna be ranked like number 1, number 2, off rip. He's fighting for the belt, so you can't really expect otherwise. So that makes sense. Stuff like that makes sense. When Michael Chandler came from Bellator and went to the UFC, he was a champion. No, was he? He wasn't even a champion, was he? No, he wasn't.
He was champion. He lost it. He lost the belt, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he lost the belt, but I mean, he was ranked like I don't even know. I don't even know if there was a ranking system yet at that point, but he was still like the best. One of the best in Bellator. So for him to go over there, they had to put him right at the top. Same like with Eddie Alvarez, right? I'm pretty sure when Eddie Alvarez went over there, he fought for the belt pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, straight off, because he had just fought Michael Chandler twice, bro. Yeah, and he was fighting the best of Bellator. I mean, because so he took the UFC fight on short notice against Cowboy. Yeah, boy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be like, so let's say if like MVP, if he were to go to the UFC, I bet he'd be top 3. He'd definitely be fighting for the belt. Or if Pitbull went to the UFC, he'd definitely be fighting for the belt. So yeah, the rankings does play a role, but it's also about notoriety plays a big role as well. And also other organizations also have their own ranking systems. So
yeah,
it's good for it's a good structure for the Bellator fighters to respect. But if you're not in Bellator and you're top 10 in UFC, then you would bypass our ranking system. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, but I mean, I see what you're saying, but it shouldn't be like that in my opinion, man. Whoever deserves it more. You know what I'm saying? That's what them top five, top three, top two is for, bro. Um, but Jornel, bro, yeah, there's been so much involvement. Even though you're still evolving in your career, bro, you've been cornering fighters too. You know, you've been cornering your teammates, you've been cornering some of your guys, bro. How has that experience been for you, man? So I know you've been sort of going into that aspect of MMA as well, teaching and coaching and cornering. How has that experience been for you as well, man?
Yeah. I finally picked up a class, so I teach once a week on Fridays down at Combat Club in Boca. So teaching is definitely new for me, but it's new in a way though, because I'm kind of like captain of my MMA team anyway, so I've been kind of like teaching the guys that I train with already for a long period of time, and now I've also been cornering people for a while too, so it's cool, man. It's good in a way, but a lot of these guys I'm not like full time training with them. There's only a couple people that I'm like full time. They got my entire system. There's only a couple guys that have my whole system. Besides that, like I coach guys, but like I'm just helping them. I'm just giving my 2 cents type of deal. But there's only a few guys where I'm actually like, if they go fight, they have everything that I know. So there's a lot on the line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%, bro, 100%. So when you're cornering fighters, you're also leading them and guiding them through training camp then as well, right?
Yeah, those ones, no. Like, for example, like the ones that you see me cornering for the most part, no, I'm not guiding them through their whole training camp. I'm helping them where I can, and I'm giving my 2 cents. But it's not like they're following everything that I believe to a T. Okay. That's why I said before, like, it's only a few guys like that. Like my boy Jersey is like one of the only guys that like he has like my whole system. I have a couple other guys too, but for the most part, the ones that I've been cornering, those guys that I'm just helping out.
And do you think that when you give these guys your 2 cents, when you're either teaching or giving them advice, does that is that a learning curve for you as well, bro? Are you learning from that too? When you're giving them advice, does that sort of rub off when you say, I don't know, are you sure you gave him the right advice? Or yeah, you won, you went to this guy, and you gave him these 2 cents and he's training this and this. Are you the type of guy to learn from that sort of stuff as well?
Yeah, for a fact, because a lot of the dudes that do listen to me, a lot of times the advice that I give is not like it is like actual physical things, but it's mostly mental things, So when they do listen to the mental side of the things that I have to say to them to help them out, they usually do really well from it, And the ones who can't listen to those, they usually do very poorly. Not saying that I'm the reason why they win or lose. I'm not saying that, but when you see them apply the mental aspect of it, you see them do very well. Because a lot of people don't understand that the fight, not even the fight game, life is mental. Performing and going out there and being your best at something requires kind of like your mind to unlock your full potential. So for example, like let's say if I was a race car driver, I can only race to a certain potential if my mind is not with me. So let's say if it's 30% of my potential because my mind is not with me.
Yeah.
But if I can utilize my full mind and I'm calm and I'm composed and I'm able to access all of my potential, then I can race at 100%. And that's everything in life. So it's very important that we have our mental down,
And is that your approach when you're cornering your fighters too? So during of course a fight, when you're in the corner and your guys going round for round, what is usually going through your mind at that time?
Usually what's going through my mind, I guess, would be like whatever's the most blaring opening that should be attacking in the ring, whether that be like just as simple as using a jab, whether that be don't lose your composure, don't overextend yourself, because people start to get emotional, and that's another thing. Usually the emotions start to get the best of them, And when they get emotional, they start losing their balance. They start throwing their weight around and leaning and reaching because their emotions. Usually, you'll never see somebody reach unless they're emotional.
Oh.
I mean, unless he just has that terrible, terrible technique. But for the most part, when you have good technique, when they get emotional, you start seeing them reach.
So is that advice you would give to your guys most time is to just stay calm and don't get careless and sort of stay smart as well? Would that be sort of like the general thing that would be going through your head in the corner?
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking to see you keep it together, man. See you stay collected. Stay collected. Stay. Keep yourself together.
Yeah.
Don't lose yourself. Don't you see it too many times. You see it too many times when somebody hurts somebody and then they get excited and then they get knocked out.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
seen the Greg Hardy fight in the UFC the other day?
Yup.
He hurt the guy, he ran up on him, and he got knocked out.
Yep.
You see it too many times. People lose their composure and they go crazy. And then you see somebody like Israel Adesanya, and he says, I don't throw and hope, I aim and fire.
Mm-hmm.
So even when he hurts you, he doesn't go crazy. You never see him run up on somebody and go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He still stays confined within his own he stays collected, is what I'm saying.
That's it. That's the word, bro. And that's what I always say that is these guys need to start fighting smart. Okay? Even though you have a guy hurt, that doesn't mean you have to jump all over his ass, you know what I'm saying? So it's all about like you said, it's all about using your head instead, as much as you do your fist. And they say 90% mental, 10% physical, right? And could you relate that to Gervonta Davis as well against Barrios, where Floyd Mayweather gave him that advice in the 10th round for Davis to go in there and finish Barrios, bro, because he was cutting that shit real close.
Yeah, but on that one, man, Gervonta is just a freak. More to it, you know what I'm saying? To have that kind of power where you could just because the fight was, I thought I had Barrios winning the fight.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
Barrios was doing his thing. He was hitting, he was fighting smart, moving. So for Gervonta Davis to just go out there and just start swinging hard and put a guy away, that's so good, so talented, undefeated fighter. He's just a freak, man. That power that he got is ridiculous. How could you hit people that hard, especially at 140? He moved up to 140.
Boy, he came out in the 10th round, and it seemed like Floyd lit a fire up his arse, bro. He came out and he hit one huge shot. It was a bomb, bro, to put Barrios out of there.
That right hook, then that body shot. Man, that boy he can hit hard. There's nothing more to it. He's a good fighter, but he's not. His power is way above his actual skill set. He's good. He's great. Obviously, he's great, but his power is something else. That's what's making him obviously undefeated at this point. Because if it wasn't for that power, he lost the fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That point. So if you think that say he fights someone more technical, bro. Say he fights someone like Rolly Romero, or he fights someone like Tio Lopez at 140, or Josh Taylor, bro. You think that fight goes to a decision? He would probably lose those fights.
Yeah, I think Josh Taylor should be able to beat him because I feel like his defense is going to be on point. But if even if he claps Josh Taylor's chin, man, I don't know. Teofimo, I think Teofimo might be big enough to take the shots. I think he might be big enough to take the shots. So Teofimo should be good, but still, he gets hit one of those. We don't know what's going to happen. I think Devin Haney's somebody like that. He might be good enough to go 12 rounds without getting caught by any of them.
100.
I think that's the key. The key is not to get hit by those at all. If you can stay safe and not get hit, Devin Haney can win that. But if he hits Devin Haney, it's a wrap.
So while I got you on the show, Jornel, brother. And before you go back to training, I want to get your opinion, bro, on a couple of things right now, right? So number one, I don't know if you saw it, Jamel Charlo and Brian Castano. Yeah, bro. Did you watch it? Did you get?
No, I caught some highlights of it, and I know the gist of what happened, but I didn't watch the entire thing. Why?
from the highlights, bro, what did you think?
It looked like he was getting punched on. I mean, well, no, let me not say that. It looked like Brian Castano was taking the fight to him for the first 9. Like he was taking the fight to him, and Jermell Charlo was on the ropes fighting back, but he was on the ropes ultimately, and he was getting the fight brought to him the whole time. And then it looked like Jermell Charlo came back in those final 3 and hurt him a few times. Didn't drop him, but definitely was hurting him. But also, Jermell Charlo was getting hurt in the early rounds as well, legs buckling and everything. So, I mean, from what I seen, it looked like Castano won from what I seen, but they wound up giving it a draw. But the scorecard, when people said he got, what was it, 117 to 111, people went crazy, saying that was just so, it was not right, you know? Everybody was pretty much saying either Castano or a draw. What'd you see?
I had Castano winning that fight too, bro, because he was pressing Jermell against the ropes, bro, for the first 9 rounds, 10 rounds. Yeah, but he literally just shut him down. Yeah, bro. And the thing is what would you give someone the fight if they were winning all 9, 10 rounds convincingly, or would you give a draw knowing that the other guy won the last 2, 3? Oh, you wouldn't do that, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That because if it wasn't for that one scorecard with the 117, 111, then Castano would have won, right?
Straight up. And another fight I want to get your opinion on, bro, is Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao, bro. Because I know you're looking forward to this one, Jornel, brother. I sent you the video, the poster when the fight was announced, bro. But what's your first opinion, or what's your first impression, or when you saw that fight being made?
Errol Spence is a bad boy, man. Errol Spence is a bad boy. He's one of the only people that when he go out there. He's somebody what I call what he does is he forces the win. He forces it. Like, I am going to win. I'm not giving you a chance to win. So you're gonna be out there putting that jab in your face and going to work. He's gonna force that win. Pacquiao got a good 6 rounds in him, right?
Yeah,
he's got a good 6 round.
I would say so. Yeah.
If Pacquiao wins, I mean, if Pacquiao has a chance, he better win those first 6, because in that last 6, when Pacquiao slows down, Errol Spence is on his ass.
Yeah. Yes,
you know that.
Yes,
you remember when Errol Spence fought against who did he win the belt against?
Not Sean Porter, no.
No, not Sean Porter.
Garcia.
No, the one he won the belt from, the IBF championship. Kell Brook. Remember that fight? He was losing those earlier rounds.
Yes, sir.
And he just was on his ass until he stopped him. You know what I'm saying? So we know if from was Pacquiao's last fight against Keith Thurman.
Yes.
The latter 6, he slowed down a little bit.
But he knew he had to finish it. He knew he hit Keith with some big shots, bro. I think it was round 6, round 7. He hit Keith with a big left hook, and Keith dropped one knee. Boy, oh my God, I didn't think Pac-Man had that power still in him, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still a dangerous fighter. You know, if he's gonna beat him, he's gonna have to outbox him He's gonna have to outbox him for at least 7 of those rounds. 7 of those rounds he has to outbox him. But if he doesn't, if he slows down in 5 or something like that, Errol's coming out. He's taking that last 7.
So if you were Spence and you're coming into that fight, Jornel, would you take it into those? Would you take it deep? As in, would you spend the first 6 rounds just staying on the outside, giving Pacquiao just the distance, and then in the last 6 rounds just go in there and go right in his face, bro? Would that be the approach you would take?
That might be. He might be good just fighting him how he fought Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, straight up.
He stood on the outside and boxed him out. He might be better off fighting him that way. I'm not sure though, man. I'm not gonna say what he should or shouldn't do, because he's Errol Spence. He's the one with the good trainer, so they know what they're doing. So I honestly couldn't even say. I don't know what he should do, but I know I believe he's gonna win though.
But A1, bro, would you rather see Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao, or Errol Spence versus someone like Terence Crawford? Yeah, bro. And you got Jaron Ennis in there. You got Sean Porter. You got Keith Thurman. Bro, there's so many other potential matchups that could have been made apart from Manny Pacquiao.
But I mean, this fight has to happen anyways. regardless, I think this fight is that good fight for Errol Spence to get into where it gives him more respect with the casual fans than any other fight, right?
No.
Him beating let's say if he fought Terrence Crawford, that's great for us. We like that, Fight fans are like, wow, that's crazy. But the casual, he beats Manny Pacquiao. The casuals, he's like, whoa, that's like beating Conor McGregor right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, for example, like if somebody were to beat let's say if somebody were to beat Volkanovski, we'd be like, yo, that's respect. But if somebody were to beat Conor McGregor, the casuals like, yo, this guy must be really good.
Yeah, that's status.
You see what I'm saying? So right now, that's he's fighting his Conor McGregor right now. So that's great for him to get that in. And especially, Jaron Boots Ennis is also a good fighter too, but he's on the come up. So right now, that doesn't help him out for him to fight Jaron Boots Ennis right now.
I wouldn't put Jaron Ennis in there with Errol Spence.
Help him right now. And then Keith Thurman, that helps him, but he needs to get a belt. He needs to get a win first. So he's not in the best spot, really, anyways,
So would you put Keith Thurman and Sean Porter into a trilogy fight?
Man, I'm not too excited to see that. To be honest, these guys fight each other too much, man. You gotta let these guys get different fights in. I'd rather see Keith Thurman fight Terrence Crawford.
He earned it, bro. He earned it.
See him fight.
There's Danny Garcia. There's Danny Garcia as well, isn't it? You got Ennis, you got Garcia. That's about it, bro. That's your top 5. That's your top 6, right there.
Heavy top. That's a heavy top, though. But
yeah, that's a real heavy top.
Yeah, Errol Spence, I only got a few fights left, man. I honestly, after this Pacquiao fight, Keith Thurman, maybe Terrence Crawford, Ugas, and then if maybe those 3, they move up, and they move up after that.
Who would you have next for Gervonta Davis? Because he's mostly like the most wanted man right now, bro, in pro boxing. He's got Rolando Romero calling him out, 14-0. And I think that kid's mouth is bigger than his ass. But then you got Josh Taylor, bro, which seems like the most logical fight because that would be your 147-pound unified title fight. Yeah, bro.
But why is he doing all that work at 140 when he hasn't done all the work he need to do at 135 though?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'd rather see him go down there and fight Teofimo. I want to see him fight Teo and fight maybe a Devin Haney.
Man, you got George Kambosos versus Teo Lopez, man. That's next. That's up next, bro. That's going to be a good fight, bro.
Let's see. I want to see him at 35 still. I still think he got stuff. I want to see him do down there, unless he's going to go up and down. If he's going to go up and down.
No, he's got a lot to prove at 35 still, man. No, you're right.
Yeah. And you got Stevenson that's going to move up at some point as well.
Cool. If I was Shakur, I would stay where he is, bro. I think he's in that spot right now, Jornel, to win championship gold. And that's
he's gonna dominate that weight class. He only got that other good fighter. What's his name? What's that black dude with the colorful hair at 130?
You got Badu Jet. You got Badu Jet. You got
at 130, he got the colorful hair. The black guy.
Oh man.
Starts with a C. His last name starts with a C.
So many black guys at 130.
Corley. No. Hold on real quick.
Let's take a look.
Hold on. I'll tell you right now. This kid's good. If you ever heard of him, you gotta go check him out. He's good. It's good. Hold up.
So, anyway.
Colbert. Chris Colbert. Primetime.
Chris Colbert. Okay.
You know him?
Nah, bro.
Look into him. He's fired. 130. He's fired. He's a good fighter. He's undefeated. I mean, I don't think he's not going to be Shakur, but he's good. If you haven't seen him, go check him out.
Dang, son.
You're gonna like him. You're gonna like him. Like if you got your computer on you right now, put that name in. Chris Colbert. CHrisColbert. His skills are fire. He got a good jab. He got a good like a good probe on him. Good defense. Huh? He fight both ways. He fight orthodox and southpaw. He's solid. He got good cardio. This kid's good.
But would you give? Yeah, I mean, Chris Colbert right now is ranked number 7 in the super featherweight division at 130, and Shakur Stevenson ranked number 8. You have Valdez, you have Javonte Davis in there, Jamal Herring. You have a real who's who, man. That's your top 4 right there. That's big shit.
Yeah, 130 is a solid weight class too.
Yeah, man. Nah, shit.
So you got a lot. I would get the belt there, unified, and move up after that. That would be smart for him to do. Yeah, get the belt there because they got a lot of dogs down there.
Straight up.
So he probably won't even be able to see. He won't ever really run into the 135ers right now. Like Tank and Teofimo and Haney and Garcia. All those guys probably move up by then.
But I mean, it's only 5 pounds, right, bro? I mean, it would make sense for him to move up once he beats, because I think Jamal Herring runs that division right now, bro. Yeah, nah, no one runs that shit. Yeah, Oscar Valdez and Tank Davis run that division, bro. So you got 2 options right now. He could fight Chris Colbert. He can move up, fight Oscar Valdez, win the belt at 130 pounds.
Yeah, fight for that belt. He get that strap right now at 130. That's good. And he could try to unify. That'd be good. He won't fight. They probably won't fight Chris Colbert right now because it just doesn't make any sense. Why two great fighters fighting when they're not the champions? That makes no sense, But yeah, they're not gonna do that. But yeah, we got to unify down there first, and then he'll move up, and that'll be good. But I got my eye on Shakur Stevenson, man. That's somebody that, as he moves up in the divisions and everything like that, he's gonna be he's like the sleeping the dark horse, and he don't get enough attention. He's fired.
Yup. He. I mean, bro, anyone that watches them fights, yeah, bro, should watch Shakur Stevenson fight. This guy is no joke. He is a phenom. Yeah, Jornel, bro. He's gonna be one of those names to look out for, man, in pro boxing in the next 10, 20 years.
Skilled as hell.
Yeah, straight up,
I agree.
Skills pay bills, brother. Skills
Facts.
So no, man. I mean, now I'm gonna let you go right now, bro, because I know you got training. But brother, thank you so much, man, for coming through. I could talk that sweet science with you for a long time. but yeah, man. Jornel, Lugo, bro, it's always a pleasure, brother. Always a pleasure, man.
No doubt, man. Thanks for having me.
Nah, no doubt at all, man. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Have a good one, man.
You too, brother.